Jan friends, I'm Major Gaurav and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues. Daring to commit blasphemy. She would be scared stepping out of her house. Forget about committing blasphemy. She would be terrified about the idea of stepping out of her house. Somebody just takes her away. This is the state in Pakistan. You see, they hide behind the constitution. They hide behind freedom of expression. They hide behind such things, and that is why they are more dangerous. It's like snakes in the grass, you know. Jan friends, I'm Major Gaurav and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon, especially those friends who regularly watch our videos but do not subscribe. Please subscribe. So in Pakistan, a 14-year-old Hindu girl was kidnapped by her tutor who used to teach her. This person came to our house with 3 armed men, threatened her family with violence, stole gold, stole some other jewelry, stole money, stole whatever there was in the house, picked up this girl. And after a day when they came to know where the girl was, apparently she had been converted to Islam and married off to somebody. Now this is a constant in Pakistan. This is not something that is new in Pakistan. This is something that happens with sickening regularity. Every year, according to Human Rights Watch of Pakistan, every year, more than 1,000 Hindu and Sikh girls are forcibly converted. And in this long list of forced conversions and marriage to some very elderly people, right? These young girls, 9, 10, 11, 12 years of age, and pre-teens and teens, married off to men who are 35, 40, 45, 50, some even married off to senior citizens over 60 years of age. You know, this happens, and this happens with the sanction of religious leaders in Pakistan, and this happens with the sanction of the state. Because in Islam, once you convert to Islam, there is no going back. If you're a Hindu and if you convert to Islam, even by force, you can't come back. And no judge worth its salt in Pakistan will give a ruling saying that this girl, you know, her forcible conversion to Islam, you know, is wrong. I set it aside. She's a Hindu, she should go back to her parents because she's a teenager. And obviously, you know, suddenly for a 14-year-old girl, there have been cases where 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old girls have said that suddenly, you know, we found Islam. What does a 9, 10-year-old girl know about Hinduism or about Islam or about any other religion? She's a child. She should be playing with her friends. And this is what happens in Pakistan regularly with sickening regularity, and it happened again in this case. So this girl's father went to the police and he filed a complaint with the police. And the girl also gave, you know, a video testimony saying that I was forcibly converted. I want to go back to my parents' house. Now the judge said, no, hold on. We are sending you to a home for distressed women. You're going to be there for 3-4 days or 2 days, and we'll come back in a couple of days to hear this case. I'm not giving any judgment right now, in spite of the fact that this is a small girl crying, saying that I want to go back to my parents' house. Now, what is this judge going to do? If the judge says that your conversion to Islam is null and void and you go back to your parents' house, they'll kill the judge. The crazy lunatics out there, they'll just kill the judge. That's all. And every judge fears for his life. You know, they killed Salman Taseer. What did Salman Taseer do? Salman Taseer just said about a Christian woman. Salman Taseer did not say that blasphemy laws are wrong. He just said that they've been applied wrongly. He said that if this woman, this Christian woman, who was in jail on alleged blasphemy charges, if she is wrong, then punish her by all means, but also investigate the fact that maybe she's not wrong. Maybe it is something that is, you know, somebody has lied about it and put her in a fix and, you know, tried to implicate her unnecessarily, falsely. This is what he said. He was the governor of Punjab, the sitting governor of Punjab, his own bodyguard, Qadri or some other name like that. His own bodyguard shot him publicly. What can you do? This is the state of radicalization in Pakistan. You know, out of 1,000 girls. And one thing I've never understood here, one thing I've never ever understood in Pakistan, all these conversions, I haven't seen Pakistani media discussing conversion of any male. There is no male who converts. It's always a preteen or a teenager Hindu girl or a Sikh girl. They did not spare the daughter of the chief Granthi of Kartarpur Sahib. Can you imagine? They did not spare her. They kidnapped her. But he was an influential person. She came back. But normally what happens to the Hindus and Sikhs there? Which is why I tell the government, I pray and I tell the government, to Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah ji, sir, please implement CAA, get the Hindus from Pakistan, get the Hindus from Bangladesh. Anyway, there are no Hindus left in Afghanistan. They have killed every one of them. So there is nobody there. But get them from Pakistan and Bangladesh before they are massacred, because these piranhas will get to them. I'm telling you, they will implicate them in false charges. They'll say he's committed blasphemy. They have blamed a Christian woman recently for blasphemy. Can you just imagine a Christian woman living alone, surrounded by thousands of majority Muslims in Pakistan, daring to commit blasphemy? She would be scared stepping out of her house. Forget about committing blasphemy. She would be terrified about the idea of stepping out of her house. Somebody just takes her away. This is the state in Pakistan, but Pakistanis will not understand this. For them, it is jayaz. It's absolutely fine. Do it. How does it matter? Canada says that, Canada law enforcement agencies, we told you about how Prime Minister Indira Gandhi they took out a tableau and they said that, Satwan Singh and Bien Singh assassinating Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The Khalistanis took it out, and Canadian agencies say that this is not a hate crime, right? And they're saying that this is not a hate crime, and Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown issued a statement. Police have looked into the video, and it is their determination that this does not constitute a hate crime. The statement also pointed out that Canadians are guaranteed freedom of thought, belief and expression under Section 2 of the Canadian Charter of Rights. This is a complete fraud, right? I'm telling you what the Canadians, and you can test it out to all the Indian Canadians who are there in Canada. Just try and abuse a black man in Canada and just say it is my freedom of expression. I will call him whatever word I want to address him by. Just try and, abuse a Mexican or racist rant, if you will. You'll be in jail. But it's okay for you to publicly celebrate the assassination of the Prime Minister of India. It's not a hate crime. These people, especially these Westerners, have dual standards. What constitutes a hate crime and what does not. They're very sensitive to their own stuff. In India, anything that happens, Justin Trudeau, that fraudster, that bloody fraudster, you know what he did? And I'll point it out again and again and again till the time everybody gets the message. Anything happens in India, democracy in India is under threat. Freedom of expression is under threat. But when truckers carried out a strike in Canada, this person declared an emergency and he set the police on them. He set the Canadian Mounties on them. This is what Justin Trudeau did. This same man who says that his heart bleeds for the freedom of expression. Not when it comes to the Canadians. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're Canadian and if you're white, you have a special set of privileges. And if you're not white, then you have another set of privileges. In this case, Khalistanis have done something protected by the white majority or protected by white politicians. And hence it's all right. You can publicly celebrate the murder. So I want to ask the Canadians here, with your hand on your heart, tell me honestly, will you accept a tableau of Adolf Hitler if taken out by neo-Nazis in Canada? Will you accept it? You will not accept it. You will start vomiting blood. There will be outrage all over Canada. People will be put in prison. And I understand and I fully support it. Anybody celebrating Hitler should be put in prison for the rest of his life. This is what I believe in. But Canada, you can't have different rules for different skin colors. That is your problem. You're a racist country. You have said that this does not constitute a hate crime. Public celebration of the assassination of a head of state is not a hate crime. Freedom of expression. I can give you 10 examples in which Canadians would publicly start vomiting if such a tableau were to come out. But because Indira Gandhi was an Indian, you have a problem with that? No problem. We'll sort this out with you. We'll sort this out and you'll come to know in due course of time what action India has taken. Then don't cry. But my invitation to all the political parties in India is still open. Surround the Canadian High Commission in New Delhi. I'm telling you, beyond political parties. Surround the Canadian High Commission. And surround them till they give in. If they understand this language, speak this language with them. Then they can quote the Charter of Freedom of XYZ in Canada. Not everybody is crazy about coming to Canada. Please note that. And I think Canada needs to apologize. Canada needs to put those Khalistani animals who are always barking, they need to put them in jail. But we know what is going to happen to Khalistanis in India. Your properties will be attached, your properties will be bulldozed, and the same action will be taken on you what we took on the Khalistanis in UK. You guys were trying to act very smart. You took down the tricolor. You think we have forgotten? We will chase you down. And this is just starting. This is just starting. We will chase you down. You will find it impossible to enter India. And should you enter India, you will end up in jail. And then you can go and scream to this so-called Canadian High Commission in New Delhi. You can go and scream, I am a Canadian, my rights have been infringed. We will further infringe upon your rights. You want to take out tabloos of the death of Indira Gandhi? I have strong disagreements with Indira Gandhi, especially what happened in Punjab. I have strong disagreements. But at the end of the day, you cannot celebrate. I will not, as an Indian, allow the celebration of an assassination of a head of state, irrespective of political party. Does not matter she's from BJP or Congress or Samajwadi or any other party. She's the Prime Minister of India. End of story. And you've done it. Now you'll face the music, son. You will face the music, trust me, because I know what is going to happen. And today I'm telling you, this is not a prediction. I'm just telling you facts. You are going to beg to be allowed to enter into India. And there will be cases filed against you in Canada. And you'll run from pillar to post. Park that taxi carefully. We're coming after you. In another news, Biden executive order on investment in China faces hurdles. So what the Biden administration is doing is trying to get an executive order passed, which will limit investments in China. So why is the Biden administration saying that we need to limit investments in China? Because China has made its money by stealing American technology. That's how the Chinese became rich. Not because the Chinese invented something. It's just thievery. It's just Chinese thievery. So, the Biden administration's long-expected outbound screening mechanism for US investment in China continues to be delayed as White House tries to get key allies on board while navigating domestic pushback in Congress and on Wall Street. Now, see, our desire to avoid situations in which US investments and business know-how support the advance of technologies that enhance military or intelligence capabilities in countries of concern that could undermine our national security and put Americans at risk, said Paul Rosen, Assistant Secretary for Investment Security on policy discussions. Now, essentially, what is happening is that Chinese steal technology. That is proven beyond a shadow of doubt. Now, what is happening here is that the White House is saying, Joe Biden is saying, we must limit it. But Wall Street, greedy Wall Street says, no, we must continue to invest in China because that is where they make money. Right? That is where they make money. If China has some critical technology, right? If China has made an investment, all of it is stolen, but they are masters at fine-tuning it. Let us say China makes a supercomputer. Or China does something, obviously from stolen technology, but taking it up to another level. Do you think Americans can work there? Do you think the Chinese will allow? No, not at all. Not at all. Their intelligence agencies will verify you 20-fold before they allow you anywhere within 5 kilometers of that area. But the fact of the matter is that Americans allow it because Americans, especially Wall Street, is greedy. Wall Street wants to make money. Wall Street does not care about the national security of the United States of America. They don't care about the safety and security of Americans. They just don't care. They couldn't care less. So this is what Joe Biden is trying to do. I'm telling you, Wall Street, there will be a time one day that you will become Chinese slaves. Stop this investment in China. China has given the world nothing except for the COVID virus. And the Chinese will give the world nothing except for COVID virus 2.0. Keep arm's length from China. That's what my advice to Wall Street is. Take it or leave it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the most interesting part, questions. As I promised, we are going to be taking questions here. Now, this is Kshitij Vashisht. Jayan sir, Jayan Kshitij. I'm not able to understand what's holding India to use Taiwan against China. If China used Pakistan, then we can always have Taiwan, just one nuclear submarine in Taiwan and China will cry. Actually, Kshitij, it's not so simple. One nuclear submarine and China will cry. But yeah, if that nuclear submarine fires and sinks a couple of Chinese ships, then China will cry. That much I agree with. And yes, I agree with you that we should use Taiwan. We should have a Taiwanese embassy here, right? And we should go all out. Had it been up to me, we would have had a Balochistan house here. We would have a proper Taiwanese embassy. And this whole one China philosophy, which China is so, touchy about, hell with them. Do Chinese recognize that POK is part of India? Do they? No. Do they recognize? They say it's disputed. Do they recognize that Gilgit-Baltistan is part of India? No. Why do we recognize? Hell with them, yeah. Hell with the Chinese. I don't give the Chinese much importance. They should be sorted out and they should be thrashed at the first given opportunity. You should just tell the Indian Navy, sink a couple of their ships. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Hammer the Chinese, I'm telling you. They'll love you more. Chinese are like that. The more you beat them, the more they love you. Okay, Vivek Gupta. Hello, Gaurav sir. Hello, Vivek ji. I hope you're well. My question is about changing India's official stand on Tibet. Why is India shying away from declaring Tibet an occupied territory by China after China's continuous aggression on line of actual control and its refusal to attend G20 meeting in Kashmir? Such a step by India will bring the Tibet issue in the international. See, we are already hosting, Vivek ji, the Dalai Lama. Right? We're already hosting the Dalai Lama here in India. And there is a Tibet government in exile in Dharamsala. So it's not like we are not doing it. We are doing it. What is happening behind the scenes, what our intelligence agencies are doing, I'm not aware of that. But definitely we have a government in exile. And the aim of that government in exile is to tell the world that Tibet is an area that, it is not fully Chinese. It's not Chinese. That is Tibet. That is why we have a Tibet government in exile. That is why the Dalai Lama is given all the due protocol and VVIP status. So I think that should answer your question. Vishnu Sarangi, hello sir. Hello Vishnu ji. We are capable and we can handle well our external enemies. What do we do with our internal jechans for making hurdles in the national integrity and growth? What's your view? Vishnu ji, I don't know. The truth is that I don't know, because these internal enemies, especially these communists, in Hindi we call them Vampanthis, these communists, these are the worst of the lot. Yeah, worst of the lot. They spoil generation after generation. So, you see, they hide behind the constitution, they hide behind freedom of expression. They hide behind such things, and that is why they are more dangerous. It's like snakes in the grass, You can't make out. You can't identify the snake. Radical Islamists are up front. The Lashkar-e-Taiyyaba is up front. The Jaish-e-Mohammed is up front. Al-Qaeda, Islamic State. These are up front. They'll hide and they'll attack openly. These leftists, they'll just poison your future generations. They are far, far more dangerous. The leftists are far more dangerous than Al-Qaeda. This is my take. And yes, we should figure out a way to handle them. We are doing it. Slowly and slowly we are doing it, and we will do it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.